Hello friends, what I want to talk about with you today is the Beast, because I was gonna do the first run with the new ESC, but something new came in the mail, and if you have not found out what it is, it's these full aluminum shocks, alright, with shock ends also in aluminum, full aluminum body shocks. So I thought I'd rather install these and test them before I run the new ESC, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I wanted these full aluminum shocks mainly because of the shock ends, because I already have these aluminum shocks, right, that I have here on my more stockish Beast. But you can go two routes. You can buy the full aluminum shocks that come already with shock ends and all that, or you can go for these ones which are a bit cheaper than this, but this was around $15 US and this is more around $8. But then I went and bought M2.5mm aluminum shock ends to install on these ones, because sometimes jumping on concrete, when you land and you scrape with the shock ends, they break. I have break a few, not many, maybe 2 or 3, but to solve that I went and bought this M2.5 shock ends, and that costs around $5, so around $13 to $15 as well, just like on these ones. You decide. I'll leave links for both of them in the description, alright? As well as links for all the parts that I installed on this build, alright? And also coupon codes just for you, my viewers, as coupon codes I believe are now just for August. Go grab them before they fly, alright? Let's keep going. So, the aluminum shocks, the full aluminum, are two different sizes. The ones for the front are 5mm shorter. And also the springs are a little bit softer than these ones. I really prefer these strong springs that come in these shocks. So what I did, the set that I removed from here, I changed the springs and install them in here. Alright? One more change I did. Of course, when you get these shocks, you'll have to fill them with oil, because they don't work well without oil. Alright? They will be stiff. So you'll need shock oil to install them. 400 CST oil. Now I'm gonna remove just to show you how much you fill them and what I did. You don't fill them to the top completely. You should leave some room for the shock to move. I hope you can see. It's this deep. Alright? So that's it. You leave some room. You can fill it with more. If you test it and you see it don't go all the way in, you'll remove some. Pretty basic, but still, I want to share it with you. Other thing I did is, I hope it's visible, the shock end is not threaded in all the way. And for that, I used red Loctite, alright, to keep this in place. And I make them both the same length. That's important. You can also use 1 or 2 nuts to make for the space here at the beginning and then thread this in. It works the same. And this is because, as I told you, this is 5mm shorter than the rear ones. On this steering system, on the Beast, you are limited in length by the steering links, alright? So they are limited by that. So I know for a fact that it can have a shorter shock in the front. But still, as this car is pretty heavy with all the upgrades, I wanted just 2mm more length, alright? And that's what we have here. Just a tiny bit. And that's just my tweaks. Maybe they are not needed, but I prefer it like that. So there you go. I always like to share my mods and my thoughts with you. So that's basically it. Now I thread it in and we'll take it outside for a good drive and bashing session. So, my friends, see you at the track. So I'm out here to test the new shocks on my fully upgraded Beast, the SG116 Max, alright? And to show you how well it drives, because some people complain they upgraded the Beast and it doesn't perform as well. I don't know what's happening there, because mine drives better than stock, because the weight helps it drive much better, and I'm gonna show you that during this video. Alright, so let's get into it and have some fun and spend some batteries. And this is on 2S. Okay, got out of control in the jump. Alright, first battery is out. If that doesn't show you how good it drives, I don't know what will. But now I'm gonna put the 3S in and we'll do some more driving. So 3S. Ooh, it wheelies on the grass. Yeah, I don't have a GPS, so I can measure the speed. I already ordered a new one, but it hasn't arrived yet. So I'll be taking the speed run on another day. One of the days that I came outside to make speed runs, I probably leave the GPS somewhere. too fast for its own good, that's for sure. Yeah, low battery. After running the 3S battery, the motor is not even hot, and the ESC is not hot as well. So this is very nice. The shocks are all perfect. The gears are good. So everything performant. So I'm gonna start using this on 3S from now on, that's for sure. So I think this was more than clear. This upgraded drives beautifully. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Alright, consider subscribe to my channel. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.